I can only say that I was truly humbled because it's like I'm passing on the mantle to one Gadwill Odhiambo.
Hi, my name is Gadwill Odhiambo, and I am an actor. I am a script writer. I am a director. I'm a tutor and a part-time lecturer. And it depends on prayer to Tabatana and the environment that we meet. So my acting career has to be dated back to high school memories and being in roles and participating in the drama festivals that really molded the courage, really molded the confidence to be able to stand in front of an audience and to be able to give outstanding performances. And I can say that throughout my career as I was growing, or throughout the time that I used to do these roles, the recognition that I used to get, like probably the best actor recognition, used to really motivate me to keep going. Because at the end of the day, when you do something and once you receive the recognition and people see what you're doing, it gives you the power, it gives you the strength to continue pushing. It's like your competition for yourself. You try do a certain role, a certain level, and if that is the way to beat, you have to move to the next level and to the next level, and that is how far I have come, and that's how far I got here. Yeah. So my turning point in my career that really made me to want to stick with theater and stick with performance has definitely to do with the role that I did back then. And I did this role back in campus. As a young man, as you're growing, you're thinking, maybe this is just a phase or something like that, and maybe it will pass. But then this particular role that I did in a play called La Waridi Kisas, and the role was called Banda, and he was this very smart guy, and he was into books, and the role had a nickname. The nickname was Ustad, and that's why you'd see in most people who know me would call me Ustad, because that role has stuck with me for years and years, and it carved the niche towards my performances. I realized these are the kind of roles that I'm mostly committed to, emotional and very intensive and immersive roles. So that has to be the role that completely changed how I view theater, how I view performance as a very powerful tool of communication, as a very powerful tool of culture, and as a very powerful tool of passing down information from generations to generations. Yeah. So how I prepare for roles is emotionally. I tend to put myself so much into the actor's shoes. That is always my first go-to method, which I think is a method acting. So we try to do so much to become the character, to feel the emotions of the character, and that has always been my technique personally. Once I read the script, I get the script, I understand what is the emotional journey of this character. How does he relate? How does this character relate to the different people in his life? And I know as a person I have a separate life, but then most of my roles that I do, I try so much to be so immersive. And there's some roles that really need me to physically be present. There's a role that I did recently that was the Mwelusi Kifo Kizimani. That one needed so much of the physical movement. There was so much harassment and torture. So mentally, I had to prepare and make sure that my body was aware of maybe kicks and blows and slaps and punches coming my way. So as an actor, it needs so much immersive and intensive preparation. You have to make sure that your mind is ready. The mind communicates to the body that this is going to happen, and this is how we prepare to take the road. And so far, when I do this, I find myself really portraying these characters to their most truest way possible. My award, the Kalasha Award. Yes, I was really honored to receive the Kalasha Award. In my head, I'd always thought that I'd receive a Kalasha Award when I was maybe 50 years old or 60 years old. But then, Mungu 9, God decided this was the time for me. I received the Kalasha Award as a Best Lead Actor for playing the role of Dennis in the film Where the River Divides. It was the most amazing film. It was the most beautiful film. For me personally, it meant a challenge to keep on, because I was thinking Kalasha was the one to beat, and now Kalasha is here. So I'm thinking, okay, what else to beat? Maybe Oscars, maybe Tonys. You never know. But I'm really looking forward to beating that level. Professionally, it really motivated a lot of people to reach out. It motivated universities to reach out to ask me to be a mentor to maybe my peers, or maybe those who are almost closer to be my peers. And it elevated the face, it elevated the name. People were hearing about Gadwill Odhiambo until they saw that they are receiving Kalasha Award, and they put the name, they put the face, and they put the name to the face, and they saw this guy he was a committed actor, who is a disciplined actor. And once institutions started reaching out, schools, universities started to reach out and maybe convince me to try and do this and try to pass down the knowledge that I knew. I felt like it was because of the Kalasha Award that I got this recognition, and it was because of the Kalasha Award that elevated my even the more dedication to teach, more dedication to pass down, because I feel like I have so much to tell people and so much for people to learn from. So mentorship. For me, mentorship is a very important part of the society. I feel like most of the things we've learned throughout our early ages of growth, we've learned through mentorship. We've learned through seeing. We've learned through listening. So I take mentorship very, very important, because what I model, what I pass down to someone or to a generation, to a mentee, would really impact their life either positively or negatively. And if you impact somebody positively, then directly it links to you. If your mentee is a representation of what you teach, and that's a positive impact to society, then it naturally links to you and to what you stand for. So mentorship has this very important role to play in the society, because it really shapes the generation, it shapes what you model, and it shapes what people view about you. One of my mentees is called Cynthia. Cynthia Gitonga is one of my mentees.
My name is Cynthia Gitonga. I am a film student and actor. My first encounter with Gadwill was in Multimedia University. He was my lecturer in acting for screen. Then I later joined him as an attaché at a production where he's the assistant director that he may go be performing at, and we worked on projects like The Trial of Dedan Kimathi. Gadwill is a what on stage? I don't know. A Denzel. To me, he is a Denzel. I look up to him in so many ways. So, of course, working with him, I have been learning. And he was directing in The Trial of Dedan Kimathi. I was, this is how we say these lines. This is how you deliver this. This is how you occupy stage. This is how you... Because I think before we didn't have that. I have also watched him in his recent play, The Kifo Kisimani. When I tell you he's a Denzel, he is a Denzel. He is a Denzel.
What's legacy that I want? Honestly, as an actor or as a performer, I love so much that when the time comes for me to take a step back, and for the younger generation, maybe they'd be younger than me, when they decide to take the mantra, where they decide to take the opportunity, the legacy is for them to always say, there's this actor called Gadwill Odhiambo, and I really, really want to meet that actor. I really want to be directed by that actor or that director, and I really want to reach the level is that actor has got, because of the resilience, because of the discipline, because of the challenges that he made, because of how he overcame all the obstacles that he had in his way. So that is the legacy I want to leave. Gadwill Odhiambo, the actor, the director, the script writer, the performer who was never deterred by the obstacles that he found in his way, but went on, passed on the information, became a mentor, became this actor that people would live for years and years.
Kigen.